Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Vortex, where lies and falsehoods are trapped and exposed. I'm Michael Voris. Since we're always talking here at Church Milton about life being lived at the intersection of politics and religion, specifically Catholicism, let's go to a straight-up easy case. From any objectively moral perspective, theft is theft, and it matters nothing how long a thief possesses the stolen goods. They do not gradually become his over time until a sufficient amount of time has passed. They remain just as stolen 50 years later as the very day they were ripped off. Likewise, no matter how many people treat the stolen goods as belonging to the thief, they remain stolen, period. Not a blessed thing on earth undoes that truth. It always remains true. This is the whole rationale 75 years after the Nazi theft of Europe's treasures and art, that the hunt for them to be returned to their rightful owners, meaning they have the rights to them, not the Nazis, not the thieves. As we explore the culture these days, we have enormous examples of theft. For example, abortion is theft, the most egregious theft there can be. It is the stealing of innocent life. Noteworthy, today is the 48th anniversary of the greatest evil ever perpetrated on mankind, Roe v. Wade, the slaughter in the United States of going on 70 million children, the theft of their lives, and even more, the theft of truth. For in order to bring about such monstrous evil, truth itself must be denied and attacked. The moral flashpoint of abortion, the clash between good and evil, is not missed on those who are evil. Earlier this week, the Wicked Witch of the West herself, Nancy Pelosi, was on a podcast with her counterpart from the East, Hillary Clinton, and she made this stunning comment when talking about religious voters and abortion. Quote, "They," meaning the religious voters, "were willing to sell the whole democracy down the river for that one issue." Then Hillary Clinton chimed in with her demonic rage, accusing politicians who oppose abortion of using Catholicism to, quote, "obtain and use power." And yeah, you heard that all right. These two women combined have been the virtual leaders of a movement that has stolen the lives of tens of millions of children. And one of them is allowed to present herself as Catholic, allowed by the complicit U.S. hierarchy who one day will be called to the throne of Jesus Christ to give an account of the blood on their hands. And no, they will not be able to hide behind their social justice garbage. Not as Almighty God stares right into their souls. There will be no place to hide from his justice. The eternal Word descended into time and space to be the Son of Justice. At the end of his mission of mercy to mankind, there must be justice. Justice is directly related to truth, and it's all wrapped up in charity. That's why the rather idiotic statement by Toronto Cardinal Thomas Collins about church militant, that we have a little too much clarity and not quite enough charity, sounds like it came from a nincompoop. What follower of Christ, much less a successor of the apostles, would seek to create a division between truth and charity? Shout out to His Eminence, Yo Cardinal, truth and charity are the same thing. Just ask St. John the Baptist, or we don't know, any other saint in the entire history of the church. So here's a mouthful of truth. This election was stolen, flat out stolen. Biden is the president because he took the oath, and that's what makes you president, nothing else. However, the full truth of the matter is that the means by which he stood there and took the oath were completely fraudulent. He stole the election, or it was stolen for him by the powers behind him. But in either case, it was stolen. People were deprived of their votes being counted truthfully. No amount of Fox News or Rhino senators simply ignoring that and treating this entire thing as legitimate does not and cannot alter that single truth. As Bishop Sheen used to say, truth is truth, no matter how many people refuse to believe it. And a lie is a lie, no matter how many people embrace it. Morality exists outside of circumstances. Truth is its own reality. Like mathematics, mankind did not invent the principles of mathematics. We simply discovered them. They exist outside of us. We abide by them, the physical laws of the universe, and when we do, we're the happier for it. The pyramids were not built on their points. They were constructed logically, following the laws of the universe. To have done anything else would have been foolhardy. The universe operates according to certain laws. Go against those laws and you pay. But the same God who established those laws also established moral laws, and likewise go against them and you pay. One of them is the prohibition against taking what is not yours, theft. The theft of the 2020 election by Team Biden is an outrage against morality, against truth, and it was done to usher in communism, one of the bedrocks being that anti-God government's advance of abortion. You should be angry about all of this, all of it. Not physically violent per se, but absolutely angry, righteous anger. You had your vote and your country stolen from you. The slaughter of children will not only increase within our own borders, but now become one of our largest exports, just as it was under Obama. Marxism hates God, liberty, truth, virtue, and charity because Satan is the father of Marxism. If you aren't angry about all this and recognize the need to stay angry and channel that anger correctly, then something is spiritually wrong with you. Your blood should boil at injustice, and the greater the injustice, the higher your temperature should be. Likewise, you should be outraged at the complicity of the U.S. hierarchy in all of this over the decades. And even now, those cowards helped bring all this about. They created the environment where evil could flourish because they refused to announce the eternal truths when they should have. They have much in common with Biden, who entered his legitimate office illegitimately. Neither he nor they have any respect for their offices. They use them for their own selfish ends. He is the president and they are the bishops, and that's about where it ends. Since both participate in evil, one overtly, the other covertly, they will each face justice in the person of Christ himself. Pray for all of them? Yes, of course. Church Militant desires that no one go to hell. That said, a person's eternal destiny is completely of his or her own making. Judas went to hell because he was preconditioned to end there by his thievery. St. John in his Apocalypse, chapter 21, announces who the damned will be. But as for cowards, the unfaithful, the depraved, murderers, the unchaste, sorcerers, idol worshippers, and deceivers of every sort, their lot is in the burning pool of fire and sulfur, which is the second death. Thieves are deceivers. They pretend something they stole belongs to them. Others around them pretend the same thing and participate in the deception. This is true of Biden and the election. It is just as true with the bishops, allowing a watered-down faith to be presented as truth. Make no mistake, my fellow patriots and Catholics, you have been robbed by a band of thieves, thieves in suits and thieves in robes. Join Church Militant in standing for God, church, and country. God love you. I'm Michael Voris.